Does this spot look familiar out here? This is where I was in my POTA picture. Go ahead and check. Look up KI7QCF on the POTA site. This is exactly where I was sitting. Ooh, I almost tripped over my coax. And I had a pretty funky shirt on. I did have my popped collar, as the kids say. And the reason for the popped collar wasn't because I thought it looked cool. It was actually to protect me from the beating sun down to me. But this spot is Birdseye Wildlife Management Area. We are going to be QRO today. I'm excited. I'm going to show you guys the antenna setup here in a second. But I wanted to come out here today for a little bit of redemption. You guys saw I had a felled soda yesterday that has been eating at me. I hated failing it. I wanted to just operate CW at the top of a mountain. Didn't work out, so I'm back to doing what I'm really good at, which is POTA. So this is the setup today. We're going to be on the 891, the LDGZ 100 plus. We're going to go full power. We are going to go 100 watts, which probably equals 100 QSOs. We'll find out. But I wanted to show you guys a new antenna setup. So check this out. I've got a 20 meter end-fed half-wave inverted V off of my brand new. This is the K8MRD. I think a lot of you guys know him from YouTube. This mast is freaking awesome, and I've got it bent up pretty good, and it seems to be taking it just fine. My favorite thing is that little loop in the top. That like changes the game for me. I typically use like zip ties. And my buddy Steve, WI5D, 200 IQ Steve is what I call him. He showed me a picture of his truck setup, and I usually have this flipped down, and then my mast is like mounted off the ground, and I literally gained over 1.5 feet in height. So I am all about that. That's pretty sweet. We are on the Reliance antennas. Woo! Try to find an end-fed half-wave that's rated to 100 watts CW. Good luck. This is one of them. And then we're just tied off over here off of the trusty ham stick. You know, if anything ever goes wrong, I know that the most reliable antenna in the world, a ham stick, is there to save me. So I don't predict any issues today though. So let's go ahead and get set up. I guess the other thing I wanted to chat about real fast was my first POTA activation. That was April 13th, the day that I was in this seat. And something I wanted to share, you know, I've had a bunch of people reach out to me that they're thinking about activating soon. They're thinking about making their first CW QSO. They're, you know, beginners in their CW journey. And this spot will always be super special to me because the day I came here, it was 10 or 11 a.m. on a Saturday. I think you could look, April 13th. It was either a Saturday or Sunday. And I just woke up that day. It was a few weeks after my first QSO. And I said, you know, I remember walking upstairs and I had like my field kit, my bags in my hand. And I just told my wife, I was like, I'm just going to go try. Like, I don't even care. Like, that was literally my mindset was, I don't care. I'm going to go try this. And seated right here, I made 14 QSOs. I remember some of the people I spoke to that day, my first ever activation. My first QSO was NV, November Victor, Charlie Delta. Now there's an issue there because there's no number in that call sign. When I got home, I realized that that V was probably a 4, and sure enough, it was N4CD. And that was like a perfect. I felt a lot of shame at the time. I'm like, bro, you didn't even copy your first call sign, like your first ever QSO. Like I've seen YouTube videos of like, oh man, my first QSO in an activation, and like my first activation didn't have that magic of like, oh, my first. It's like I couldn't even freaking copy the call sign, and I was oblivious enough to freaking ham radio that I didn't realize there needs to be a number in there. So I've since moved on. I'm past that. N4CD and I have a ton of other QSOs, typically park to parks when I work them. But yeah, the story there is, you know, that was April 13th. We're a little over 4 months later, and I've done north of 200 activations. I'm averaging 1.5 activations a day. It is my favorite thing in the world to do. I am super passionate about CW. I'm passionate about field operations. So thanks for joining me. Let's go ahead and get on the air. In fact, I don't typically have service here. So when I was here the first time, I have to hike up this hill. But I've since invested in Starlink, which has changed the game. And we're going to actually add my spot right now. before because of that BioNO that powers my Starlink, I'm gonna need that for this guy over here. So let's go ahead and do the Polo app, the Ham2K Polo. If you have not tried Polo, ditch the paper, guys. It'll change your life. They don't have me on commission. I'm not making money. I'm not an affiliate for them. They don't monetize their platform, or I'm sure they do, but not through small YouTube channels like mine. So we're at 11191. This is Birdseye WMA, and it'll always be a special park to me. 11191. In fact, I bet I'll become the park leader here when I'm done. I don't think I am right now. I'm probably close. Okay, spots added, so internet is bye-bye. Let's grab the BioNO. Yeah, I'm really excited to test out this mast. Let's see here. And a bunch of my friends did tell me to put a choke, and I'm really glad they reached out, because if you guys saw my last video, I actually had some pretty good RF burns from my new N0SA key. But I'm too big of a chicken to test whether that choke's going to work or not, because I'm going to be even more power. I'm going to be 100 watts today. So let's get you guys kind of up close and personal. Oh, and I just realized, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I have a clock for you guys now. I've been including the last few activations. And I made the brilliant decision to buy an atomic clock, which causes problems because it'll reset. Let's see, what time is it UTC? My guess is 16. I was right. So let me just make sure you guys, the glare's not too bad and you guys can actually read this clock. So I'll put this guy over here. Oh yeah, we're golden. There might be some good wind noise, so let's just see. We're going to be on 20 meters to start. It's not giving me a great match. I might need to tune my infit half wave. I'm 1.5 to 1 though, so I'm good to go. $100 watts, baby. Let's Let's go. Sounds good to me, guys. 14099. I definitely don't need to be that high. Look who it is. Whoops. Just want to make sure you guys can hear that okay. I think I sent him O the first time. I sent him O. I'm pretty surprised this didn't tune this thing right up to 1:1. And if I'm not pileups this entire time, I will be shocked. 100 watts inverted V. Well, I'm shocked. 100 watts is so overkill. baby. Great to get the park to park in Virginia. How do you like that? And I was just about to leave that frequency. I want to go somewhere lower. I'm going to step down 50 megahertz. Or, I don't know. I actually don't know what I'm stepping down. Is it 50 kilohertz? Yeah, I'm like, I can't get a match to save my life on a 33-foot, 20-meter amphitheater half wave. Part of me thinks it's the choke. I'm north of 2-to-1 there. I was better higher up. Oh, back to 14,099. Better match. Well, I was thinking I would be just operating CW like crazy with a bunch of pileups. We'll see if it picks up. change the configuration of the antenna. Let's try to go like vertical. I don't know if I need inverted V. So let's do this for fun. So it's a little bit vertical, it's a little bit inverted V, actually, kind of. I don't really know. In fact, let me do this. You guys think my chair's gonna blow over again? Let's just try new, remember guys, I told you, guys, if this fails, so we're in a slightly different configuration now. I know who that is. Oh, I forgot the J, my bad. SWR is way too high. One to one, baby. forgot to retune after the reconfiguring of the antenna, but now we're 1-to-1, so whatever I did worked. Hey, that's my buddy. I wonder if it's a park to park. Ed is freaking loud. I saw him this morning activating. He was on 40 though. Sorry. There he is. Yeah, that is a park to park. Dude, thanks for the park to park, man. That's awesome. 599 Tennessee, you sounded great, booming. I think I got the antenna set up, guys. We're gonna get ready to rock and roll. I jinxed it. My favorite thing about this, so the Birdseye Wildlife Management is literally tens of thousands of acres out that way, if not more. And this is literally like I am in the top corner of it, barely. Like if I'm 10 feet over there, I'm not in the boundary. And that one of the things that I really value about that is this is my first ever POTA activation, this exact spot. And literally my first POTA activation. Sorry, I tuned up right on top of you, Jim. I'm losing my SWR. My SWR is going from over 2 to down to 1. Like right there it says 3. I have no idea. I feel like it's my choke. Is this choke directional? That's probably a really stupid question. But it looks to me like it looks like a giant toroid, and those are, you know, I know Jonathan KM4CFT was telling me how inline something versus like the toroids in my CFT1 that I wound, they don't matter the direction you go. It's just about turns. It's about wraps. So this is colored on one end, but I doubt it matters. But you know, a lot of toroids like NFED halfway. I don't know. I don't understand like transformers and stuff. basically certain toroids it matters the directions, others it doesn't. But I can't, like, I want to switch back to my other coax. This is an expensive cable from ABR Industries, and it's supposed to serve a specific purpose, but if I'm losing SWR, it may have nothing to do with the choke. But I know this isn't my first time activating with the LDG Z100. Let's get this puppy in. Oh yeah, this radio is definitely hot. I really don't need to be 100 watts. But if a radio can do 100 watts, I should be able to do 100 watts. I mean, I'm allowed to do... Okay, so that was loose. That's not good. My antenna was kind of loose, but that's been moving around. Not super loose, but loose enough. That's probably it right there. It was probably that not being super, super tight. Let me just check everything. No way. That's my buddy Scott. I got your park. Dude, that's awesome. Great to get Scott park to park. That's 3 park to parks. I'm gonna tell you guys my experience. If I'm 10 QSOs in kind of a rough activation, freaking QRO, if I have 3 park to parks in those 10, that means other activators are dealing with what I'm dealing with, and conditions aren't great. Hey, my buddy's back, so let me try to get him. Thanks for coming back, Bill. Yeah, lost him earlier. I think there was some QSB. This is the antenna setup today. Wrap up there. This is not what I wanted today. I wanted it to be a crazy pilot day, but it's just not going to be, and that's okay. I'm having fun. It's a CW field operations. I'm back where it all first started for me over 200 activations ago. Was this exact seat, this exact spot. I was on my Pentec TR45 with the Chelegants, which really cracks me up because I have no idea how on earth I got my Chelegants into this ground with how rocky it is, but I found a way. Man, this mast is freaking awesome. I'll tell you what, my soda beams won't fit in this. Like I told you, I saw my buddy Steve do this, but this one does fit. It's getting beat to crap right now with the wind. You guys can probably barely hear me. But yeah, thanks for joining me out here. It's just absolutely beautiful. I'm okay to wrap up a little bit early. I was hoping to get more done in the time I was here. I was here about an hour, and I have 11 QSOs. It is our anniversary. My wife and I was 6 years tomorrow. So we're gonna go hang out. We're gonna go to dinner tonight. My parents are coming to watch our son. So thanks for joining me, guys. Fun activation. Shout out to my guys that got the park to park with me. And they'll see you guys at the next one, 73.